Hello and welcome to the Powerful Personal Brand podcast, where we help you hack your personal brand for visibility and authority. I am your host, Claire Bond, and on today's episode, I am going to be talking about self-care tips for busy executives and entrepreneurs. So, why is self-care important for your personal brand? Yeah, maybe it's not intuitive, but working on yourself ultimately will make you feel better and give you the ability to be more productive and enhance your personal brand. So that is really why I wanted to talk about this today, because I was thinking about other things that I could put out, but I feel like right now in the month of December, a lot of us are dealing with stress. I know for me, December can be a kind of a stressful time. And what are things that I can do to help alleviate that stress, help to feel more relaxed, help to essentially be more productive in my day-to-day life. And I was like, I am sure that I am not the only one dealing with this, or, just creating this, it can help someone even in the future, and even if it's not December. So I really wanted to get this out there to give others some help when, we're dealing with a difficult time, or you're just kind of stressed out. You have too many things going on. So this is a great time to talk about it. So I wanted to give you some tips and things that I do to really kind of help myself through some stressful times. And I try to do it fairly regularly. Maybe sometimes I'm not as good as I should be, but sometimes reinvigorating that, what? I need to do all these things because I'm not as on top of it as I should be. So let's dig in. Number one is exercise. So this is one of the ones that I'm going to be quite honest. Probably for the last 18 months, I have not been really good and consistent with working out. I do go on dog walks, so I do get out of the house, luckily. And there are some hills on the walks, so that definitely helps. But there's nothing like doing consistent working out at least 3 days a week. I've been getting back into it. What I like to do, I've always liked to work out from home. I mean, when I was a kid, we lived in rural Texas, so you weren't really going to the gym. So a lot of times we would work out from home with my mom. So back in those days, she was doing ESPN videos, if you remember, like Gilad Janklowitz and Denise Austin. Yeah. So we would do those. I would do those with my mom as a kid. But now there's like so many choices, and many people discovered these choices in 2020. But I'm going to give you the 2 ones that I'm currently subscribed to. Number one is Allo Moves. That one I like because it has a really wide variety. It has stuff from HIIT workouts to strength workouts, kickboxing workouts, bar workouts. But I am a big fan of bar workouts. So I really just kind of whatever kind of hits me. Sometimes I can get a little bit of what I can't really think of what the word is right now, but where I won't move forward because there's so many choices. Like I just can't make a decision. So I recently rediscovered Bar 3. That's kind of the one that I just go to because it's really simple. They don't have quite as many choices of types of workouts and all of that sort of stuff. They do have more workouts than they used to. I've been using them off and on since like 2013. But what I like about them is like they have bar workouts, they have more strength training workouts and more cardio workouts now. Before it used to be just straight bar. And what I like about them is they give you, depending on how you're feeling that day, say sometimes, your shoulder, you slept a little funny and your shoulder hurts. They give you kind of workouts to say, hey, if you're feeling a little sticky in your shoulders, do this instead. So I kind of like that. But anyway, those are the workouts that I currently like. So Allo Moves and Bar 3. And I think they have pretty good price points. I know that Bar 3 was doing one where you could get like a full year for $100. So I got that program. So jump on those if that sounds interesting to you. Okay, so exercise, super important. Find a way to do it, whether it's going on a walk, hike, working out on an app at home, or going to a gym or a workout class. I know personally, I am not the biggest fan of doing that. But find something that you'll stick with. With anything, find something that works for you and that you'll stick with. So number 2 is stay organized. Like, this might seem kind of crazy. You're like, stay organized. How does this help me with self-care? Well, according to the ancient Chinese concept of feng shui, or however you say it, how you arrange your room, objects, a space, a desk, can help you achieve harmony and balance in a way that brings peace and prosperity. So again, it'll benefit your life and how you deal with things and how you deal with stress. I personally know that if my space is cluttered, I feel more stressed out. When I've got mail stacked up, I get so stressed out. I just go through it all and I feel instantly better. I know that I have been on a major fixing drawers. I'm Marie Kondoing everything, rolling everything up, making everything tiny. You're like, wow, that drawer could barely shut before, and now everything's so neat. It's amazing how it can just really make you feel better when you just are very conscious about your space and where you're putting things. It can just make it pleasing on your eye. You don't even really know what you did, but you know that you did something that feels better. That's how I feel about feng shui. So stay organized, keep your space organized, get rid of clutter, all that kind of stuff is really going to help you just feel better. So number 3 is read or listen to a podcast. So personally, I don't really pick up a book very often and read. I find that sometimes I'm just so go that sitting down and reading is a little bit difficult for me. So I turn to podcasts. I like listening to podcasts because of that. I can, I have a radio in the shower. I can turn it on in the shower. I'm getting ready. I can, put a podcast on while I'm getting ready. It's kind of one of the things that I like to do because I'm always I'm just one of those go type people. So I feel like the podcast works with me. So find something that you like. It doesn't have to be, nonfiction. It doesn't have to be self-help or anything like that. It can just be something that you can get involved in, like a good beach read, that just kind of lets you forget stuff that's going on and get involved in what's going on in the book. So anyway, book or listen to a podcast. Those can really help. I know one of my neighbors really likes to listen to mystery podcasts. I'm like, I didn't even know that was a thing. So number 4 is do your hobby, what you like to do. So for me, I always thought about what's your hobby? When someone asks that, I'm like, that's the lamest question. But I've discovered that there are things that I enjoy doing. And I guess they're kind of my hobby. So what I like to do is I actually enjoy gardening. It sounds really weird. I'm like, oh my God, I've become an old lady. No, anyway, but I really do I don't have a really particularly large yard or anything like that. All of the flowers and things that we have are all in containers, but I really enjoy it. I live in Southern California, so I love succulents. So they always grow and you always get more because they always have the pups. So I'm constantly kind of rearranging my succulent garden and things like that. And I actually really enjoy it. It's kind of a thing that I really enjoy. So anyway, and we actually have cilantro and rosemary that we're growing. So anyway, the goal is to in the future have a lemon tree that we have as well. So yeah, that gardening is a fun thing that I do. Another thing that I really enjoy is actually doing little projects around the house, doing little kind of fixer-upper type things. Really started this in 2020. I fixed the outer doors of our fireplaces. We have 2 fireplaces and they used to have this ugly brass. And I basically sanded all the brass away, got it, matte spray paint and spray painted all the pieces matte black, and wow, what a transformation. This bookcase behind me, it was not in my original. So if you're watching me on YouTube, you can see the bookcase. If you aren't watching this on YouTube, then you won't. But anyway, the bookcase behind me, I actually bought all the pieces to it, bought them on Amazon, and it was all just unfinished wood. And I sanded it, I primed it, painted it. So I went to the paint store, found the paint for it, painted it. My husband helped me assemble it. And there you go. There are 2 bookcases that we put together. So Yeah. Oh, it was a, it was a lot of work, but it was a lot of fun. And I love having my bookcase and all my stuff here. So those are things that I like to do. So find something that you like to do and do it. It helps you kind of lose yourself, get rid of that stress. I know that it's very, very helpful for me. And not only that, it just makes you feel good because you're like, I did that. I accomplished that thing. It doesn't always have to be a work thing. That's another thing that I like about it. It doesn't always have to be associated with work. And I find creativity in my gardening as well as my other house projects. So that is very rewarding for me. So hopefully you'll find something that is equally rewarding for you and do it regularly. So number 5 is eat cleaner. Now, why is this really, really good for you? Not only eating cleaner will it help your skin, your hair, your nails, all that kind of stuff, right? So you're going to look better, but you're going to feel better. Getting rid of those fried foods, getting rid of tons of carbs, maybe even reducing dairy. I know dairy can cause congestion. It makes me cough a little bit. So just kind of reducing all those things that cause inflammation in your body can just make you feel better. It can reduce bloating. You just don't have that additional stress on your body of having bloating, having gas, having, inflammation in your body. Because sometimes people can have joint inflammation from certain foods. So eat cleaner, eat the things that are really going to nourish your body so that you have energy and you reduce that stress. So for me, I like, remembering to eat my vegetables and, adding fruit when I can. So those are the things that I do. So it's taking away a couple of things, but it's really thinking on like, oh, you know what? I didn't eat a vegetable today. Yeah, eat some vegetables. So important. All right, number 6 is see or chat with family and friends. Now, do not chat or visit those family and friends that cause stress if you are looking to reduce stress. So hang out with those people that, just are really just like have positive energy and just really kind of help build you up. I know that I have a lot of those. And I know that I'm, going to be going on a trip to see my grandmother, who is 90. Yes, she'll be 91 on December 26th. So go and visit those family members that, you haven't seen in a while. Because that can add stress too, right? Not seeing grandma for a long time has added some stress. So I'm like, gotta go see grandma. She's 90. Gotta see grandma. So go and do those things. Go and see those family members. Go and visit those friends. Pick up the phone. Send a text. Because a lot of times that can alleviate stress as well. Just definitely don't put those people on the list that are causing stresses, because we just really don't need that in our life when we're trying to reduce stress and do self-care. All right. So number 7 is meditate. Now, meditation might seem kind of crazy. The first time I ever meditated, I was actually, I did a class in New York called like Meditation for Actors. Sounds kind of weird, but there's a lot of stress that goes into acting and goes into going into your auditions and things like that. So it was about finding ways and breath work and things like that to just make yourself calm down when you're stressed out. When you get that feeling of like, you can feel your heartbeat, you can feel it beating in your ears. You know what I'm talking about? You can just feel it everywhere. And it's about reducing that stress. So I know there are times in my life when I have those stresses, when I have interviews, the time recently where I was like on TV, like I was very stressed, right? So you have those things where you're like, oh my God, I can hear my heart beating right now. And I need to reduce the stress. So breath work and meditation can really, really help with that. So you don't have to go into some deep meditative state to have a benefit from doing meditation. So what I like to do is obviously there are simple things that you can do like mindfulness and things like that you can do on your own, but there are apps to help. So an app that I've used off and on was Simple Habit. You can find it in the App Store, and that one has helped me. But what I actually do now is I do Allo Moves, because Allo Moves, in addition to really great workouts, they actually have a whole section on meditation. And some of their workouts actually have meditations. So one that I actually like to do, it's like a sleep yoga thing. So you can do all the stretching at the end of the day. And there's also kind of a meditation at the end when you're kind of like lying in Shavasana. It's amazing. So just to kind of really reduce your stress. So Anyway, those are apps that I like to use for meditation. So there are my simple yet effective tips for busy executives, entrepreneurs, just really anyone who needs a little bit of self-care, a little bit of time for themselves, and a way to reduce your stress. So thank you so much for watching or listening. And if you enjoyed this podcast, please subscribe or follow so that you are the first to know about future episodes. And if you are watching this on YouTube, please give it a thumbs up and please let me know in the comments below what you do for self-care. And I will see you in the next episode. Bye.